What could possibly make the internet stop in its tracks? A single photo? A heartfelt confession? When Lee Minutes-ho, Asia's beloved heartthrob, broke his silence about becoming a father, the world didn't just listen. It froze. Baby photos, honest words, and an emotional truth no one saw coming. Join Hidden Korea as we uncover the full story behind this unforgettable moment. Right now, what could possibly make the internet stop in its tracks? The answer arrived one chilly Seoul morning, wrapped not in a press release or scandal, but in a revelation no one saw coming. The press had gathered in a frenzy, fueled by whispers of a major announcement from Lee Minutes-ho. Some speculated a new drama, others predicted a sudden retirement, but no one, absolutely no one, could have predicted what the nation's most beloved actor was about to unveil. He stepped onto the stage, calm but visibly tense, wearing a charcoal overcoat and navy turtleneck. The room buzzed with questions, cameras clicking like a metronome. Lee Minutes-ho stood silently for a moment, then drew a slow breath. His voice, when it finally came, was soft but steady. "There's someone I want to introduce to the world. Someone who changed my life forever." A pause. Then, pulling a sleek silver phone from his coat pocket, he turned the screen toward the room. It was a baby. A newborn wrapped in a soft white blanket, eyes closed, hand clutching the thumb of an adult. His thumb. Gasps echoed through the crowd like falling dominoes. A journalist, her voice shaking, finally asked, "Is she yours?" Lee Minutes-ho smiled, but this was not the charming smile fans knew. It was quieter. Heavier. "Yes, she's my daughter." As the room reeled from the shock, he added, almost as an afterthought, but with unmistakable weight, "Her mother is Song Hye-kyo." The air left the room. Across social media, chaos erupted. Lee Minutes-ho plus Song Hye-kyo trended worldwide within minutes. No one could believe it. These two icons, each with their own fanbase, history, and heartbreak, had somehow found their way to one another, kept the world in the dark. Clues quickly resurfaced: a quiet UNICEF trip in the Philippines, of coincidental sightings in Tokyo, the sudden disappearance of both stars from public events late last year. Now, the puzzle made sense. Nothing could have prepared fans for the reality: they had a child together. Insiders whispered that Lee Minutes-ho had struggled for months with the decision to go public. It wasn't fame he feared, it was what fame might do to something so fragile. For a while, they had chosen privacy over publicity, family over fame. But that changed one morning. He shared that his daughter, barely a year old, had pointed to the sun peeking through their curtains and said, clearly and softly, "Light." Moment pierced something inside him. "She saw the world," he explained, "and wanted to name it. I realized I couldn't hide her anymore." Still, the reveal set off more than just applause. Within hours, an anonymous voice recording leaked online. A female voice warned, "If this goes public, everything we've worked for collapses. Do you understand what's at stake?" Speculation exploded. Was it a manager? A family member? A brand executive? Questions mounted faster than answers. Meanwhile, Song Hye-kyo remained silent. No interviews. No posts. But 7 days later, without warning, he broke the silence. On her Instagram appeared a single black and white image. A baby's hand curled around a necklace. Hanging from the chain was a small, unmistakable LH pendant. She didn't need to say anything. The message was clear, and the internet felt it like a lightning strike. Then, just when everyone assumed a wedding announcement was next, Lee Minutes-ho returned to the spotlight with a final twist. They were not planning to marry. Not yet. A fairy tale, he said. "We're two people raising one little light together. That's our focus now." No grand wedding, no romantic photo shoots. Just two of Korea's biggest stars choosing partnership, truth, and parenting, without the glitter of showbiz gloss. Reaction? Mixed. Some cried. Some criticized. Some were simply stunned. But amidst the frenzy, one fan's comment captured what millions were feeling. "Not every love story ends in happily ever after." But this one began with something better, truth, and in a world obsessed with perfect endings, That's the plot twist we needed most. The days that followed were unlike anything the Korean entertainment world had seen. Media outlets scrambled to reframe entire timelines. Archive footage was dissected, old interviews re-aired and reanalyzed. Suddenly, that subtle smile Lee Min-ho gave during a fashion show 6 months ago seemed knowing. That cryptic poem Song Hae-kyo posted last winter, about the secret garden blooming out of season new, felt like a confession hidden in plain sight. But the real question still hung in the air like mist refusing to lift. How did this even happen, and why? Had they never told anyone? Sources close to both stars began to reveal pieces of a story more complex than any drama they'd ever starred in. It all began, insiders say, a humanitarian trip organized by UNICEF. One both Lee Min-ho and Song Hae-kyo agreed to join out of personal conviction, not publicity. They weren't supposed to be photographed together. Barely spoke at first, but one late evening in Manila, after the cameras were gone and the children had gone to sleep, they sat under a flickering lamplight and talked. For hours, they were both, in that moment, not idols, not actors, not image-obsessed products of the entertainment machine, just people. Two people who had been burned by fame, who had loved and lost in the public eye. Longed for something real in a world that rewarded masks. That conversation sparked something fragile. It grew in secret, nurtured in midnight phone calls and overseas visits cloaked in anonymity. And then, as quietly as it began, it became irreversible. She didn't tell anyone at first, a close friend of Hae-kyo reportedly shared. She was afraid, not of the baby, but of the world. Pregnancy, according to those close to her, was a revelation, unexpected, yes, but not unwanted. She told Min-ho only after weeks of uncertainty, fearing how he might react. But when she did, he was silent for a long time. Then he said, "I'm not going anywhere." Didn't. Yet even as fans began to embrace this raw, human chapter of their lives, the pressure behind the scenes intensified. Industry insiders whispered about threatened endorsements, contracts written with morality clauses, an investor panic. 2 unmarried A-listers having a baby? One PR manager scoffed. That's not love, that's a liability. It was then that a darker layer began to reveal itself. According to a leaked legal document, a major agency representing one of the stars had proposed a confidential adoption arrangement, allowing the child to be raised quietly under another name. The proposal, rejected immediately, caused a deep rift behind the scenes, one that may explain why Lee Min-ho and Song Hae-kyo have chosen not to align their careers moving forward. They sacrificed brand deals, image, control, all for the truth. An unnamed staffer confessed. They knew what it would cost. They still chose it. And now, months after that press conference, the world is beginning to see not just a love story, but a resistance. Lee Min-ho continues filming his upcoming drama but has made it clear, no interviews, no comment on the baby, no brand involvement. His agency has gone silent, but his actions speak volumes. His schedule now revolves around Seoul, never more than an hour away from where his daughter lives. Song Hae-kyo, on the other hand, has returned to her painting studio. Her next exhibition, titled The Child Within the Frame, is scheduled for late summer. A few leaked pieces show abstract silhouettes of a woman holding a small figure with no face, but a golden thread running between them both. The final twist came not from the stars, but from the child. In a recent candid shot leaked by an anonymous neighbor, the little girl is seen running barefoot across a garden, her arms wide open, hair wild in the wind. Behind her, blurry, but unmistakable, are both parents, walking side by side, not holding hands, not kissing, but walking together, separate, yet united. That image, fans say, says more than 1,000 press conferences ever could. And so, as the dust settles on one of the most surprising revelations in Korean celebrity history, the world watches a different kind of drama unfold, not scripted, not staged, but lived. No one knows what the future holds, whether they will fall in love again, whether they'll stay apart or find their way back. But one thing is certain, in a world obsessed with perfection, Lee Min-ho and Song Hae-kyo chose truth. In a culture that demanded silence, they answered with light. And in the face of judgment, they protected what mattered most, a child born not from scandal, but from something far more powerful. Scripted love. Would you like a matching YouTube thumbnail idea and hashtags for this article?